welcome to my house. My name's Christopher Nightingale. I'm 24 years old and I work as an ICT coordinator at St John's Hospice. Basically involves going around fixing computers and making sure electronically the place is kind of ticking over. Well, Asperger Syndrome is a mild form of autism. It's like a neurological condition, so it's to do with the way your brain is wired, and it's you're born with it effectively. It's a condition that impairs many things to do with social interaction and social communication. It's when it comes to recognizing hidden social cues. Well, they appear hidden to me anyway. Facial expressions, body language, that stuff for me kind of goes over my head, and for some of it with Asperger's it don't come naturally. It's really difficult to pick out that. There's no cure for it. So what you have to do over time is just learn coping strategies with how to cope with it. Kind of work out logical workarounds to stuff that people neurotypicals like anyone who doesn't have autism, I wouldn't say normal, but neurotypical people seem to do so naturally. I have to kind of work out a logical way of getting to that point, which takes me a bit longer and makes me a bit more anxious. I was diagnosed at the age of 10. I had to go over to Keighley in North Yorkshire because there was nowhere locally that did any diagnosis for it. I had to go to a specialist place. Honestly, when I got diagnosed with it, I tried to get rid of it. I thought, where did I catch this from? I thought, where have I caught this from? Who have I caught this off? Am I contagious? And basically I spent a year trying to work out how to get rid of it. Or denying it completely, saying no, they've got that wrong. I'm actually the same person I was before. And then it wasn't until about when I went to secondary school, when I went to Ripley St Thomas, and got through like year 7 and 8 and 9, that I began to just accept, well, you know, actually this thing, I was born with it, so actually I've always had it. And I just began to accept it all then. Stopped trying to think of it as I can get rid of it, and just began to think, well, do you know what, it just explains who I am. It doesn't define me, it just explains how I think. With Asperger's you have special interests, and my special interests, even when I was very, very young, were always linked to either television or film. So when I was very young it was like Thomas the Tank Engine. I mean, Thomas the Tank Engine is still pretty decent. And then it moved on to, like, say, Mr. Bean. And then it moved on to James Bond. So it was always linked to a kind of audio-visual medium. I remember when I was just starting out and I had a 40-page script of School Wars, which I knew could be as long as 60 minutes or so. And I was giving it to all the people who wanted to cast in it. And I did have a few people come up to me going, it's all talk. He's never going to do this film. He's never going to do this film. It can't be done. We've somehow got this script off someone, we've read through it. There's no way they're going to allow you to make it, and it's going to be done. No one can do it. You can't do it. You're never going to get everyone in the same place at once to make this film. And that, I thought, they're right to be sceptical, because I've never done anything like this before, but it just spurred me on, like, really go, right, I have to make this film now. Just to prove these people wrong, I have to make it. And we have to make it the best thing we can. After that film came out, at the premiere of it, in the school hall, about 150 people came. 30 of them were teachers. Now I was quite nervous at that point, because the teachers didn't know what was in this film. They didn't know that we had been trashing chairs, having fights in classrooms, and literally just going mental. They had no idea what we were doing. So I was nervous at that point. Right at the end of the film, everyone stood up and gave us all, me and Will Costin, Stuart Lane, a standing ovation. And wow, I mean, that's just the best feeling ever. All the areas of my life that give me great pleasure and passion all stemmed from this idea of being able to just be at ease with myself and completely express what I have within me to the rest of the world, hopefully to entertain people, to make people smile, to make people laugh, to make other people feel better about themselves, but also have a positive impact on them, so that once I've left the earth, they might remember me in a positive way later on.